We asked HHS because at first it seemed like that's where all of this was coming from. And in fact, for these two groups, that's where the issue is. So let's explain what HHS responded to us with last night and then again today when we asked about community health centers. Wrote us that some payment management system users experienced technical issues last week. The system is back up and running now, but users may be experiencing lags due to the high volume of requests. So they're saying something happened with the system and now they're just trying to process all the people that were backlogged. Well, let's think about this. What we know is last week that funding freeze went in place. Trump administration folks were saying it was not supposed to affect some of these programs, but they did feel it temporarily. So the switch went off, the switch went back on, and now there's a thinking that somehow the system couldn't manage that. However, we don't know for sure that that's the case here because our Laura Barron-Lopez, as she's reported in this very chair many times before, has been asking the Trump administration repeatedly, are you following the court orders that say to reinstate all of this funding? She has not gotten a response. So we really don't know exactly what's happening behind the scenes.
At the same time, we know the funding freeze is affecting many of those programs who have had funding restored. So what about the wider programs that have felt the same jolt?
Right. It's important to know there's a universe of programs that are concerned here about grants and ultimate funding. Some of them are individual tailored, like Women's and Children program that helps mothers and fathers who are dealing with low income salaries. And one of those we talked to is a woman named Sarah Manassara, who lives in New York City. She's got a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old, and she says she really depends on the eggs and the other healthy foods that she can get from WIC. And last week, that funding grant pause, the fear about it, really put her in a bad situation, really fearful because so much for her is at stake.
Threatening to take away literally fruits and vegetables, eggs, milk and formula from babies is really the worst thing I can think of, and it's not acceptable. So it's not only about the stress, it's also about being able to maintain our health, and it's about us being able to live and survive. So that's really what's at stake here.
She's still funded, but it's a climate of fear. Trump allies have said that's the kind of program that they want to look at.
It's also been looking at a number of other programs in government and out under scrutiny because of the Trump administration's efforts to end diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. What's the latest?
It's not really clear what's applying there, and we know that programs around the country are having unexplained blocks on some of these outside of HHS that they think may be related to these DEI executive orders. Now, one program we talked to was a domestic abuse shelter. Kyle Maduro spoke to them in Pennsylvania, and the manager there, Lauren Peterson, said DEI for them means that they are including everyone, especially vulnerable populations. They have a DEI site on their website, and she said it's important for us that we make sure to include everyone. That's a big stake item for us. Meanwhile, we know that there are problems in funding elsewhere, including with some mental health programs, some substance abuse programs, DHS, USDA, all of these unexplained funding blocks that we're watching very carefully.
We're going to continue to watch those all. Lisa Desjardins, thank you.
While many of President Trump's nominees have been confirmed by the Senate at a breakneck pace, Kash Patel, his nominee to lead the FBI, will have to wait another week for a key Senate committee vote. That's because Democrats on the Judiciary Committee forced a delay over objections to Mr. Patel's plans for mass firings at the FBI.
The FBI director's loyalty must be to the American people, to the Constitution, and to the rule of law. But Mr. Patel has made it clear that his loyalty is to the president. He has threatened to come after, those are his words, in the past, the president's critics.
Even without Patel in place, acting leadership at the Bureau is moving ahead on a plan to remove as many as 4,000 employees who investigated the Capitol attack and President Trump's handling of classified documents. That effort, for now, is tied up in court. For a Republican perspective, we're joined tonight by Missouri Senator Eric Schmitt, who sits on the Senate Judiciary Committee. Thanks for being with us.
Good to be with you, Joe.
So you heard Senate Democrats again today make the case that FBI Director nominee Kash Patel is unqualified. They say that he's a partisan political actor, or worse, a conspiracy theorist who would turn the FBI into a tool of Donald Trump's retribution. What about his background, his past work, his past public comments suggests to you that Democrats are wrong?
Well, he was a prosecutor, he was a public defender, he was chief of staff of the Department of Defense. He's held high-level government positions before. And I think, interestingly, he was a victim of lawfare himself. I think the FBI is ripe for real reform. It's been weaponized in ways we've never seen before under the Biden administration and Christopher Wray. The FBI went after Catholics. The FBI went after parents who showed up at school board meetings. The FBI pre-bunked the Hunter Biden laptop story. So, I think that's why you've seen approval ratings plummet for the FBI because of the political nature of their leadership. There's a lot of great men and women who work for the FBI, but I think Kash Patel is going to come in there with the experience and a reform agenda to get it back to what it should be, which is fighting violent crime in this country.
Well, in his 2023 book titled Government Gangsters, he included a list of 60 perceived Trump critics that Democrats argue functions as an enemies list. If he's not going to be focused on retribution as they see it, why the need for a list of potential targets?
Well, that was their characterization of a footnote in his book, in the endnotes, actually. He was pretty clear in his testimony that he's committed. He came to this country as an immigrant. He believes very deeply in the American experiment. He believes that people should be treated fairly under the law. And I think having the perspective of the abuses that we've seen over the last 4 years, again, going after Catholics and parents and political enemies, he wants to put a stop to that. Pam Bondi wants to put a stop to it too. She'll be leading and sworn in as Attorney General. So I think there's a real opportunity to get back to a place where our law is being applied fairly, that we don't have two tiers of justice that we saw under the Biden administration.
I want to ask you about the potential for mass firings at the FBI, namely the thousands of FBI employees who worked on the investigations into the Capitol attack. As you well know, many of those agents involved worked in the FBI's counterterrorism division. So these are folks who investigate threats not only in the U.S., but from
what we can do. Come to me, and I'll show you a world you never dreamed possible. Amazing grace. Sheriff was a wall between you and the Father. A wall that kept you from seeing his truth. So I will knock down that wall. Your sheriff is so close now. So close to accepting the word of the Father into his heart. And when he does, there's no coming back from that. Where did we go? Am I behind you, coward? The end is near. Don't fear God. The garden will protect you. Feeling confused? Don't worry. It'll be over soon.
Why do you keep fighting us? You know what's coming. The Father showed you.
The world is crashing to an end. It is diseased and corrupt. The Father is offering you a chance to let go. Stop worrying. To be free.
What's coming? The Father showed you. The world is crashing to an end. It is diseased and corrupt. The Father is offering you a chance to let go. Stop worrying. To be free. Peekaboo. Manipulator.
He threatened me. I was 17. I was just a child.
You still don't understand. You don't know what it is you're doing, do you? Joseph believes he's our savior. But you'll be the one who decides what happens. You are the start. You'll be the end. It was always going to happen this way. You'll walk the path. You'll rescue your sheriff. You'll be the hero. And then you'll choose. And if you don't listen to him, he'll be right.
suspicion of kidnapping.
He's coming.
To sing his praise when we first began. I don't have much time, Rook. The blast. You have to stop it. You have to hurry. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Hurry! Run! Hurry, Rook! Stop the blast!
Get over here, Rook! Hurry!
Warning,
Central valves overloading. Warning, central valves overloading. Warning, central valves overloading. Warning, central valves overloading. Warning, central valves overloading. Warning, central valves overloaded. All security locks now offline.
That's done it, Rook. I'm sorry, partner, but I need to get out of here. I can't see straight from this bliss. It's all on you. Oh, this dream of bliss.
Central valves overloaded. All security locks now offline.
That's done it, Rook. I'm sorry, partner, but I need to get out of here. I can't see straight from this bliss. It's all on you.
Central valves
Blow this place into oblivion.
security locks now offline. Warning, central valves overloaded. All security locks now offline. Warning, central valves overloaded. All security locks now offline. Warning, central valves overloaded. All security locks offline. Central valves overloaded. All security locks offline. Warning, central valves overloaded. Warning, central valves overloaded. All security. Warning, central valves overloaded. All security locks now offline. Warning, central valves overloaded. Evacuate immediately.
That did it, Rook. The air is clearing up. Feel like I can finally think straight. We gotta get the hell out of here. Old place feels like it's about to blow. I'll round up any survivors and meet you outside. Good luck.
Evacuate immediately.
That did it, Rook. The air is clearing up. Feel like I can finally think straight. We gotta get the hell out of here. Old place feels like it's about to blow. I'll round up any survivors and meet you outside. Good luck.
Evacuate. Overload imminent. Evacuate immediately.
You look like hell.
Yeah, well, I feel like it too.
Need help getting back inside?
Hell no, I'll manage.
I didn't think you could pull this off. You saved a lot of people here today, Rook. Don't forget that.
Hey, can you give me a hand?
Gotta go.
You know, there was a moment just before you arrived. I just lost all hope. I couldn't see a way out. But you led the way. And a lot of good people died, but everyone here, all of us, we're alive because of you. And I'm damn proud of you. Now, I want you to find that goddamn Joseph Seed, bring him to justice, or put him in the ground. That's an order, Deputy.
A seal has been opened. My faith. My faith. She was not the first to carry that name, but she was the most devoted. She was like many of you when she came to me. Broken. Lost. I put my faith inside her. And she became angelic. Perfect. And those sinners took her away from us. It is faith that holds us together. And without it, we are lost. So we must never lose faith. And those that try to harm us will suffer.
Jesus Christ, you did it. Faith's gone. Henbane River is free, and with Jacob in the ground, there's only John left. He still controls Holland Valley, so you get going, Deputy. Kid, if you're near a shop, you might want to pop in. There's some new toys you might want to play with.
Only thing more dangerous than a cultist out here is a big old bear.
Everything I see is real again. For a while, I was afraid everything was lost, but this news out of the north gives me hope. Amen.
Like some cross-stitching type shit.
Pardon me, almost.
drop the kids off at the pool too, so I'll be traveling a little later.
Never fear, O'Shaw's in the house.
OMG! Yeah! It's Sharky party time!
Fine. You think you're a hotshot driver? Fine. All right. How's that gonna be, huh?
Yeah, Charlemagne's my name. You know who I'm named after? No, not some old king or a New York City DJ or nothing. I was named after my uncle. Yeah, he won a bet with my old man. My old man said that if my Uncle Charlie got a boob job and kept them in for 6 months, he could name me. Anyways, Uncle Charlie won the bet and kept the boobs. Yeah, he said they bring him good luck because he had never won a bet before that.
I got you. I'm seeing the target.
Okay, you leave. I'll follow.
Your preppers invited me into their crew, man. That's not my thing. Canned food tastes like can to me.
You're not one of those people who say man, this music is killing my permabone.
Hey, deputy, listen here. I was at the jailhouse going through Virgil's things. Did you see his desk? Had some jobs he was working on. I hate to see Virgil's work left unfinished. What do you think of picking up where he left off? Virgil fought hard for us. If there's anyone can finish what he started, I know it's you.
The local gal's been bothering the Cougars, asking if we can retrieve some personal items that the cult took from her. We can't really spare anyone right now, but if you're out her way, maybe you could check in on her.
You holding back, dude? Pancake that pair to the floor, man. Happiness is a warm gun. Am I right? Shares these.
Get rid of all this violence with more violence. It's sad, but it's what we gotta do. There's one right there.
All right, man, I'm in and clench it onto the seat. Let's do this. Come on, let's do that again.
Insurance company better pay for all this shit. One thing's for sure. They ain't gonna act as God.
Y'all hear something?
I got eyes on it.
Fucking blessing is what you... Local gal's been bothering the Cougars, asking if we can retrieve some personal items that the cult took from her. We can't really spare anyone right now, but if you're out her way, maybe you could check in on her.
This whole having something to live for thing really makes you think about life and death different. This fire's out of control!
Redler's a genuine war hero. Even at his age, he's never backed down from a fight. All the same, I hope he hasn't tried to pick one with Eden's Gate.
The land's the same. Little things are different. No hitchhikers. You'd always see someone bumming a ride.
Adios until next time.
I'll be there in 2 shakes. By that I mean I ain't done peeing yet, and I'll be there after. You gotta cover my ass while I meander.
I got a visual.
I've got you!
I have eyes on the target.
Put down that cougar! Keep me safe, I'm reloading!
Fall back!
There's that goddamn sign.
Thanks, Ride Machine. Wait, that sounds like a damn good drink.
Hamas, Al-Qaeda, the list goes on. The FBI Agents Association says that just the mere threat of these firings distracts and destabilizes the FBI workforce. Are you worried that this makes the country, as a result, less safe?
Well, I think honestly, you look at what's the approval rating that's plummeted over at the FBI in the last 4 years because of the weaponization of the Biden administration. That's kept really good people away from the FBI that might have applied who don't want to belong to a Stalin-like political retribution campaign. That's what we've seen. Those are the facts. That's what we've seen in the last 4 years. What Kash Patel testified about in that committee hearing, I thought was really refreshing. He said that about a third of the FBI agents are in Washington, D.C. right now. Get those FBI agents across the country to take on violent crime, to take on human trafficking. There's cities all across this country that could use that sort of help. That's what he's talked about. So regardless of the fear-mongering that's taking place about what's actually going to happen, that's not what's going to happen. Now, look, if there are people in the Department of Justice that had a political angle and wanted to subvert our justice system by settling political scores, of course they should be dismissed. But that's not what we're talking about. People who are doing counterterrorism, as you mentioned in your question, those people are going to have their jobs, and we want to reward people for doing a good job. But I think we should also make sure that we don't have political hacks executing a political agenda in these agencies.
Well, let's talk more about these changes, because to your point, many of the rank and file within the FBI do say that there needs to be some changes made to the structure and the management of the FBI. So what kind of changes do you think that Kash Patel would bring about?
Well, I think, again, about a third of all those FBI employees work in Washington, D.C. Now, obviously, there need to be some people here. But I think it was a refreshing kind of reform idea, which is to say, let's get those folks in St. Louis. Let's get those folks in Chicago. Let's get those folks, around the border where we see human trafficking from the cartels. There's a lot of good things that the FBI can do, but sadly, I think there's been a lot of distractions.
We should say, before you were the senator from Missouri, you were the state's attorney general. And I want to ask you about this moment in time, because we have a president in President Trump who has a highly expansive view of executive power and a movement of conservatives who appear to be supporting or promoting this vision of the presidency with almost no limits. How do you see the role of the executive, and how do you see your role as a member of a co-equal branch of government?
Well, I think it's an interesting question. I wonder if you asked any Democrats about this the last 4 years, because we had Joe Biden, who bulldozed the Constitution when he tried to forgive $500 billion worth of student loan debt. The Supreme Court said you don't have the ability to do it. Joe Biden tried to do it again and again and kept getting slapped down. He charged OSHA, which was created to make sure forklifts beep when they back up, with forcing the COVID shot on 100 million Americans. I know something about this.
I hear the point that you're making, but Joe Biden's not the president.
No.
I'm asking about President Trump.
Right, but I want to put this in context, because the Democrats have somehow found religion now on the separation of powers. What I can tell you is that the executive branch, which is all of this, sort of trying to find waste, fraud, and abuse, the president, of course, has authority to do that within the executive branch. USAID was created through an executive order. So I think it's important to reveal the facts here. We should absolutely be reviewing abuse within the executive branch, and that's what President Trump is doing.
Senator Eric Schmitt of Missouri, thanks again for joining us this evening. We appreciate it.
Good to be with you.
The first two weeks alone of the Trump administration.